everyone, so today we are going to be creating this look that is on my eyelids here. We're going to give her a little zoom in so you can see what you're really going to be watching today. So if this makeup look is something that you want to give a try or you're interested in watching, let's get into the video. Alrighty, so first I'm going to start off with the Makeup Forever foundation. It is a stick foundation, which I really like because I feel like it has a different consistency than normal liquid foundation. But I just find it works like as a good primer, so that's what we're going to do. And the color here is Y205. It's not focusing. And I actually got this color because it's actually my normal shade of foundation when I don't tan, so you can see how white I really am. So I'm just going to start by blending it in to my lid, and don't worry about the bottom, whatever, we're going to be covering it with our actual foundation after, but this is just acting as a base for us because we're going to be working with some nice colors and I want the pigments to really show. This looks so creepy right now. I'm not going to set it with any translucent powder because I really want the eyeshadows to come through as a very pigmented color. But the only thing you have to watch is if you don't set it with any setting powder, then it actually will be very, very bright and kind of could come out a little chunky. So you want to make sure that you are very lightly pressing on your eyelid. So I'm going to start off using the Morphe M573, and I'm going to be taking the James Charles palette. But I do not know what color it is because I don't have the thingy. I threw it out. Start by using this color from the James Charles palette. So I'm just going to go in and, you know, work it into the crease. Again, like I said, very, very lightly because it will get dark very fast, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not being too crazy. And slowly work it upwards. I'm not going to add much more to this only because I want to make sure that when I'm constantly going back and forth between the blending that it's not getting too dark. So I just roughly map out where this color is going to go, basically. Now when I'm doing this, I actually want to make a halo effect. So I'm actually going to bring down some of this into the crease. And you're just literally going to make half circle motions. And it's okay if it gets onto your skin because if you're like me and haven't done foundation yet, then it's alright. So you can actually get a little messy in a sense and get all over the place if you need to. Amazing. Wow, she looks so good, so good. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Morphe M506. And I'm going in with this color from the James Charles palette. I really only want a little bit of pigment on this one because it is significantly darker, as you can see. So we're just starting out small. This will get darker and darker, but still try to make that half circle. Okay, just a little baby brush so that you can really get those mana details in there. The way to make sure that your eyeshadows blend really nicely and not look like a muddy mess is just to make sure that you use a little bit of the pigment, you wipe it on, a little bit of the other pigment, wipe it on, then you can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So we're going to just do that now. We're going to start going back with the first color, windshield wipering, then on again, okay? Okay. So this is going to blend the colors together very nicely. Then we're going to go back in with the second color that we were using. Windshield wiper that again in the half circle. Because this is a darker color, so it's a little bit more important. Now taking this color from the James Charles palette, I'm going to kind of mix this in with this color up here because it's going to create a little bit of a pinky kind of undertone. I don't know if you can see it in the other eye or not, but there is a little bit of that pinky undertone, and this brown is kind of like a brownie pink, so I kind of want to bring that color in along with making it dark, so I'm going to mix both of them together. And I'm going to do the same thing, apply it in the crease and windshield wiper it. Now we're starting to get that harsh line a little bit, so we're going to have to go back and forth again until we really like how it's faded. Okay, going back again with that darker color, we're going to really start to see the intensity here of the two colors. Okay, mixing again, see what I mean? It is a very kind of back and forth process until you find the exact kind of like formula that you like. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this fade right now. We're not done blending just yet. We have one more color to go with, and I'm going to be taking the Morphe M321 brush, so it's a very, very small brush, and I'm going to be using this dark color from the James Charles palette. So taking a little bit, because a little goes a long way here, we're really putting it into the inner crease. The deepest part of our crease. This is really what's going to make that like dramatic color. And don't forget the half circle. Oh, we just did it all for nothing. We just did that half circle for nothing. If you didn't, you don't have. Then I'm going to go back in with the Morphe M506 and the color that we used with it, that kind of grayish, brownish color, and we're going to blend her out. And we're going back to the first original color. Do you see it's kind of like a rainbow? You really do have to go up and down the colors there. Now taking the Morphe M432, which is just basically a flat brush here, and the Makeup Forever that we used as a primer here, I'm just going to have a little bit on my brush, and I'm going to put it into the middle of my lid, because this is really what's going to make that halo eye pop, is having a color in the middle that is very nice and dramatically different. I like to blend out the color a lot so that I can kind of blend back in with my other colors and they kind of pop as well, and then I add a little bit more into the center so it really, really pops. So I'm just going to be taking the Glow Kit highlighter palette, and I'm going to be using the color Summer, and this is just some brush that was just chilling on my makeup. I'm pretty sure it's probably from Walmart or something like that, so nothing fancy. It's just kind of like a flat brush here. And I'm going to apply Summer onto my lids. While I was experimenting with this look, I wanted something a little bit more golden, because I felt like it was just very white. It was just very light and white, and I didn't really like it. So I went in, you guessed it, with the James Charles palette, and I took this gold color here and I kind of applied it over top of my Summer color here, to give it a little bit more of a gold tone here. I'm not really being super specific here with where I'm placing the gold. Obviously I'm being specific, but not super specific, because I'm just going to keep blending into this so it doesn't look so like, wow, that's not blended at all. Now basically, to make sure that we can blend this little highlighted part into the rest of our shadowed part, you're basically going to go backwards in the order that we did. So I'm going to take the darkest color, then I'm going to blend it out with the medium color, and then I'm going to blend it out with the last color that we, well, the last, aka first color that we started with. When you're blending into the like highlighted part, make sure that you also blend in the colors from darkest to light. So you almost want to still do like a mini blend here. So I'm going to use the darkest color out here, then I'm going to go the medium color and then the light color, just so that it actually kind of looks super, super blended and not just like, hey, we're just out here, we don't really know what's going on. I'm going to do my eyeliner now, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to fix up all the little blemishes that I didn't like. And I'm just going to put on some mascara before applying my false lashes. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, so now we are going to move on to doing foundation. So this side of my face here is already done, so I just have to match that now with this side because it is a little bit pale and pasty and we need to get tan and tasty, okay? So now that we put our foundation on and everything else is ready, obviously I still have to do my eyebrow, but you know, we're gonna get back to that in a second. We're taking a brief detour here and we're gonna go back and finish our under eyes here because obviously this one's way more dramatic than this one right now. If this is what you like, then don't worry about it, just leave it. But I personally like the more dramatic side, so I'm going to skilly-do that into this next part here, okay? So to finish off our eye look here, I'm going to go back to the very first color that we used from the James Charles palette, and that's this light brown color here. And I'm going to take that on the Morphe M506. I just like how fluffy and fanny it kind of is. So we're going to start by taking that under the eye here. Now to make the dramatic under eye happen, we're going to be taking the Morphe 321 and we're going to be taking this color from the James Charles palette here. This is the color that I basically used only on my under eyes because I think it just gives the right amount of sass and the right amount of color. And now to finish off, I'm just going to take some mascara and I'm going to be putting it under my under eye, or I'm going to be putting it on my lower lash line. And I'm just going to start filling in my brows. You know the drill. So this concludes our makeup tutorial for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and thank you so much for watching. I hope this was easy enough for you guys to follow along and that I didn't annoy you and you could follow along without being too lost. So if you enjoyed this makeup look and you're going to give it a try, give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!